to move pretty quickly, so we're going to roll basically and go through the game, and as we go through things, I'm going to explain them to you. Now, the first thing that came up after we rolled was a deal opportunity. So you have small deals and we have big deals. Small deals are $5,000 or less, and then big deals are $6,000 or more. Once you click on a big or a small, you cannot go back, so you have to fully commit to it. Basically, I reckon stick with the small deals until you get to about $10,000, because it's pretty rare that you get a big deal that is $6,000. Most of the big deals are like $15,000 to $20,000. So we're going to go with a small deal. But before we do that, I want to talk you through the financial statement. So we have the income, which is from our salary. We earn $4,900. We have our expenses, which collectively total $3,150. And you can see we start off with $400 in cash. So basically we have our income of $4,900 from our job, and we have $3,150 in expenses, which means that our net payday is $1,750. Now, the aim of the game is to get our passive income from $0 to $3,150, and hopefully we don't get any children along the way. As we go through the game, you'll see that you can have children, and if you have a child, then basically it pushes your expenses up and just makes it harder to get out of the rat race. Now, we don't have any assets yet, but the aim of the game is to buy as many assets as we can, and there must be good assets, not just any assets, and then that will help us to get out of the rat race. Now, I'll talk about these liabilities a little bit more, but basically the liabilities are where our expenses come from. So, for example, our retail debt of $1,000 has a $50 payment every single paycheck. Now, that works out to be roughly a 5% interest rate per paycheck. That's what it's meant to simulate anyway. So I have no intention of paying off any of these debts. And I'll talk about that as we go through the game a little bit later. So we're going to go with a small deal. We've only got $400, so we can't really afford a great deal. Now, this is basically buying a stock. There are a few stocks that you can buy throughout the game, and the prices of each of them vary, and sometimes you get the chance to sell them. So this one is sort of, reasonable, I guess. The cost is $5. The trading range is $5 to $30, which means it is at the bottom of the trading range. Now, we need to get some capital so that we can actually go and buy some big deals. Otherwise, we're going to be mucking around with small deals as we go throughout this game, and that's going to make it take forever. So it's not the best deal ever, but we're going to go ahead and buy it. We've only got $400, so I'm going to buy 50 of these stocks for $250. And if we have a look at the financial statement, you can see now we've got 50 of these shares at $5 a piece. So if they go up to $30, we'll be able to cash them in and give ourselves a little bit of extra capital. So let's keep moving. We're going to roll the die again. Now, we just got paid. I'm not sure if you saw that, but we got paid. So we got $1,900, and luckily we got another small deal again. Now, let's have a look at this. We don't have $5,000 in cash, unfortunately, but if we did have $5,000 in cash, we'd absolutely go for this deal. So this is a condo for sale, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Looks like a reasonable deal. 50 grand cost, 100 grand in cash flow, and a down payment of 5,000. So we would buy, but we're unable to buy it just this time. So we'll continue on, and shortly we'll be able to do deals just like that. Let's try again. Something similar this time. This one's actually better. If you notice, the last one was a 5 grand down payment, and I had $100 in cash flow. This one has 220 in cash flow. So from a cash flow perspective, this actually is a better deal, but again, we can't quite afford this one. So we're going to pass, and hopefully we come across something like that pretty shortly. Now, if we did have a property, these pop up from time to time as well, where you have to pay some damage. Tenants damage your property. Now, I've got a property portfolio in the real world, and tenants do things sometimes, and that's just life. And in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. So let's carry on. Got another small deal. Let's have a look. All right, let's have a look here. So this is $140 in cash flow, a down payment of $4,000. We're getting close as far as the cash that we've got. We're still not quite there, so we're going to keep moving on. And once we get moving, guys, we're really going to be moving. So small deal again. Now this is interesting. This is kind of like a high yield preferred shares. It's very low risk, it's meant to simulate a very low risk investment, but $1,200 and we get $10 in cash flow, which is less than 1%. So it's very, very low return. And even compared to the debts that we have here, we would be better off to pay off these debts than we would to invest in this. It's just not enough cash flow. But if we had no debts, then maybe that was the only option that you had and you had no other deals offered to you, then sure, you could go and buy that, but it is absolutely not worth buying. Now, let's go for another small deal. All right, we've got $5,000 this time. Now, this is a very interesting one. We can start a company part-time, develop interesting idea for a software program, so you start a company to produce and sell it. No profits during startup, long hours, no extra pay. So this is meant to simulate starting a business and being an entrepreneur. Now, the reality is you spend money up front, and there is a good chance that you will never get any money out of it at all. But the payoff potential is very high. Now, for this game, I'm not really going to pursue that strategy. I'm going to pursue a cash flow strategy to help us get out of the game. And I think there's other ways that we can raise capital as well. But this is a pretty good way to raise capital, especially if you're experienced in the real world. But let's continue moving on. Got paid again. And thankfully, we are building up some money. But we've just had to pay for our daughter's wedding for $2,000. But no big deal. Let's keep going. Small deal. What have we got? Long-time market of medicines, especially drugs for people over 70. So it costs $30, but again, we're not going to buy that because the trading range is between $5 and $40. So this $30 is almost at the top end of the range. There's a chance that it will continue increasing, but the amount of return we're going to get for that is not a lot. And soon, I'm sure, we're going to get a really good deal, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So we've got another one here. Let's have a look. Movie buyer fired after third mega flop. Shares sink. Chairman's bonus cancelled. That's basically saying that this company is not doing too well. So while the cost is $5 and it's cheap, the trading range is 10 to 30, there's a chance this company is going to go broke because there's clearly some serious issues from a management point of view and just the quality of the business itself. Now, in the real world, it obviously takes a lot more analysis to come to that conclusion of a company, but for this time, we're not going to buy that. Now, this is similar. We don't have this stock, but again, cost of $40, it's just not worth buying. So let's keep moving. When we get those in the future, I'm just going to kind of move through them. Certificate of deposit, $5,000 for $20 in cash flow. You can see here trading range of 5,000 to 5,000. There's no chance for improvement there. It's basically fixed with a very small return. So let's keep moving past that. Now, like I said, we will keep moving. I'm just sort of trying to introduce you guys to each individual concept as they come up. Now, here we go. We can finally raise some capital. So we bought these stocks and we paid $5 for them from memory. We bought 50 of them. We can sell them. It's not a huge payday. It's only $1,500, but that was pretty easy money. And now we've got $10,000 on our financial statement. So with a little bit of luck and a decent deal, we can probably start going somewhere. Now, this is an awesome deal, guys. House for sale, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It hasn't been lived in for 6 months and the bank foreclosed on the house, right? So the house is 50 grand, but there's no down payment. So this is excellent, and it actually includes the estimated repair cost. So basically, we're buying this house for free with no down payment. It's all debt. And we get $100 in positive cash flow. So let's have a look at our financial statement, and we're finally moving somewhere where our passive income is $100, moving towards this total expenses of $3,150. So let's roll again. Another small deal. This one here is the same as before, actually, starting a company. This time it's only $3,000 for a different company, but again, we're going to pass on that. Now, it might bite us in the bum a little bit later when we get a big payday, but it is what it is. All right. No, we're not interested in these preferred stocks. Keep moving. What's this one here? $20. This is like pretty average, as you saw before. We made some money from that stock, but we're only going to double our money at best with this, and it's just going to take us forever to get anywhere. So let's just keep on moving. Small deal. We're getting pretty close to a point where we can do big deals, but this is another really good one. So company bought, transferred, managers, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, no current tenant. It's been on the market for 6 months and has just been reduced. So $45,000, but we only need to pay $2,000 as a down payment, and the cash flow is $250. So basically our passive income will go from $100 up to $350, and we're now actually getting closer to getting out of the rat race, and that is great. All right, let's keep moving. Another small deal. What's this one? No, that's not good enough. Keep moving. roll. Now you notice, like I said before, we still haven't paid off any debts, and I'm not interested in paying off any debts unless there was something crazy there. Now you get the option to do this where you can basically roll 2 die. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it just this once. We're going to donate, right? Just this once, just so you can see what it looks like. So we're going to roll with 1 die this time, and let's see what we've got. Now we've got $15,000 in cash. Let's have a look at big deals, right? We've had enough look at the small deals now. This one we can't quite afford, or can we? Actually, we can afford this deal. Now, this is going to get a little bit complicated, but I want you to watch closely as we do this. So the down payment is $30,000 and the cash flow is $2,500. So cash flow is massive. We have $1,500 in cash, which means basically we can make half the down payment, right, of the $30,000, but we're going to have to get a $15,000 loan. Now, the $15,000 loan is going to cost us $1,500 in interest, but the cash flow, as you can see, is $2,500. So we're actually going to be better off even with the loan. So let's take out the loan. All right. And we're going to buy that place. Now, if we go back to the financial statement, you can see passive income of $2,850. So that was pretty gnarly. And basically, this is an instance where we can actually pay off that loan, because as soon as we pay off that loan, you're going to see a massive sort of change here. And to be honest, we're almost out of the rat race, and it's as easy as that. So let's roll the 2 die again, and we're going to do a small deal just to see if there's anything there. $200. So look, basically, this is like a 5% return. So it's not as good as the 10% for the loan. So we're going to pass on that, and I'm going to go against what I said before, but we're going to pay down this loan by the full $3,000. That's all we've got, right? And you can see the financial statement move the needle closer by paying our expenses down. So we've still got $12,000 in debt and $1,200 payments. So if we got this $1,200 down, we're going to be so close to getting out of this rat race, it's not funny. So that's the strategy I'm quickly going to go and pursue now. Let's have a look here. What have we got? Condo. We don't have any condos, so we can't sell. That's okay. If we did have one, we could have sold that asset and we could have got ourselves a little bit of extra money, but we don't. So that's fine. So let's roll again. Small deal. What have we got? So this is another example, guys. It's just not worth buying. Like, we're always trying to get these small returns of, 5%, all this sort of stuff. It's just not worth getting. Like, seriously. So let's go to pass on that, and we're going to go repay this loan again. We can almost get $4,000, but we're not quite there. So let's go back to the financial statement again. You can see $2,850 in passive income. So this passive income hasn't changed, but the total expenses have. So we've got a little bit more to go, but not a lot. So we had to pay $200 for our anniversary. That's okay. Nothing like going out for a nice dinner. We're going to pass on the charity this time. Keep rolling the die. We got a buyer this time. All right, so what have we got? We've been offered $65,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom rental house. Now, we've actually got one down here for $45,000. So we can sell that and we can make a $22,000 profit. Now, I'm gonna do it just this time. $22,000 isn't a lot of money, and you can probably get a better deal than that if you keep playing for a while. But 22 grand is going to go a long way for us right now, because we're almost out of this rat race, and basically this is almost going to be the catalyst to help us get there. So let's just go back to repay this loan. I'm going to quickly pay off the whole thing. $9,000. We go back to the financial statement, and you can see here we only need to make another $550 to completely get out of this, and we've still got $17,000 left. So pretty much if we get one more big deal that is reasonable, we can get straight out of this rat race. So what have we got here? Okay, almost $12,000 down payment, $67,000 cost, and a $400 positive cash flow. So we're going to buy that, and you can see on the financial statement we are so close to getting out of this game, it is not funny. So let's roll again, and fingers crossed we get ourselves a deal. We did a small deal this time, and this is literally going to be just enough for us to get through. So let's have a quick look at everything we've got here. We're going to buy this property, $65,000, but we only have to pay a $5,000 down payment. We have $9,675 in cash, and the cash flow we're going to get from this is $160. We have passive income of $3,000, which is soon going to become $3,160, and our expenses are $3,150. So we're going to get out of the rat race with an extra $10 in positive cash flow, which is, hardly amazing, but it's enough to do the job. So we've done that by building our balance sheet. We haven't paid off any debts except for that one excessive debt, which is at a very high interest rate. So let's go ahead. We're going to buy this. And you're going to see here that congratulations, you're out of the rat race. Ben has built up his passive income to be greater than his total expenses. So we've entered the fast track, and the fast track's really easy. It's kind of not fun, to be honest, compared to playing the ordinary rat race part of the game. Now, I'm going to go through it anyway, so stick around and watch what that looks like. But I'm also going to make another video on the new version of Cashflow. So stick around to that, and hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this. So give us a like and a subscribe, but stick around if you would like to see how the fast track works. So it's basically the same as the other game. We're going to roll the die, and you get deals here again. Now there's no little deals, they're just deals. So we started off this game, and you can see here we have $316,000 in cash. Our income goal, passive income again, is $366,000. So that's not really much more than where we're already at 316. So this deal here is going to cost $300,000, but it has $14,000 in positive cash flow. Now this is something which wasn't referred to in the game before, of cash flow being, I guess, cash on cash return. So this has a 56% cash on cash return. It's probably outside the scope of this video, but maybe in a future video I'll do it. If you guys like the sound of that, put some comments for me down below that you want to hear about more details on things like cash on cash return. So we're going to buy this because it is definitely worth buying, and we're going to end our turn, but let's go to the financial statement. And as you can see here, we've made some good progress towards getting out of the game again. Now we're going to just pursue the same strategy, guys, where we literally just continue going and looking for deals, and we're not interested in paying off any debts because we don't have any this time. What have we got here? So we got a property that which we can buy. Now, unfortunately, this has got positive cash flow of $5,000, but we don't have $120,000 in cost to buy. We've only got $16,000, so we're going to have to continue moving along, and hopefully we get ourselves another deal. What have we got here? Truck parts maker, 5,000 cash flow. Again, we don't have 150 grand in cash to buy this, but that's okay. We just keep moving. We're about to go past a payday here, cash flow payday. So we're going to get paid. So you just saw, got a massive paycheck of like $330,000, which is fantastic. And we've actually just got ourselves a deal. Now, this one is going to get us pretty damn close to getting out of the rat race. You can see it is $150,000, provides $25,000 in cash flow. Let's go ahead and buy that. Cool. So we're nearly there. Passive income of $355, income goal of $366. We need another $11,000. So with a little bit of luck, we get one more deal, and we are laughing. We can run for mayor. Your financial expertise spurs masses of people to beg you to lead the city. You run and, of course, win. This is the start of your presidential race. This is another player's dream. So these pop up basically where we chose a dream right at the start of the game. This is not my dream. It's someone else's dream. And if you have a look on the board, our dream is actually right here. So if we land on that, you can buy that dream and you can escape the rat race. But probably not going to happen. Might happen. Let's have a look. Cool. Let's just keep moving. And we've got another deal. Let's have a look. Can't quite afford this one, but this one would have been absolutely unbelievable. Look at that. $300,000 to buy, but the cash flow is $75,000. That's crazy. So it's a Russian oil deal. It's a little bit like gambling here. If you roll a 4 or higher, no one die. Otherwise you get nothing. But that would be a deal if you had the cash lying around. What have we got? Again, $200,000. We're almost got $200,000. We only got $197,000. Still wouldn't have quite been enough to get us out of the rat race. What have we got? I think we're there, guys. This is it. So we're literally about to finish the game. We've got $554,000 in cash. Cost is only $25,000. So we can buy 250,000 shares at 10 cents a share. If you roll a 6 on 1, 6 on 1 die, shares go to $2, get a $500,000 cash from the bank. So this one here is not, there's no cash flow. This is just purely gambling with no cash flow. So we're going to pass on that one. Not interested. What do we got here? Someone else's dream. Got excited there. I thought we're out of the game, but we're not. Someone else's dream again. What have we got? Finally, something. Let's buy it. It's not the best. $100,000 and we get $3,000 in cash flow, but we do get some cash on cash return if we choose to sell the dry cleaner. So we're going to buy that. We're going to have to keep going. Someone else's dream. Keep going. We're nearly there. I can feel it. Lawsuit, lose half your cash. Well, that's okay. We've still got $407,000. We can recover. What have we got? $300,000, $9,500 in cash flow. Yes, we have got it. So we're going to buy a burger franchise for $300,000 and we're going to get $9,500 in cash flow. And we've won the game by raising their passive income over $50,000. So there we have it, guys. We have finished the game and back to the home screen. So that was really fun. There's a lot to be learned in this game, and I'm sure you guys have lots of questions. I'd love it if you put your questions down below. Please like the video, give me a subscribe, and I will make future videos on things just like this. Have a great day. Bye, guys.